Good day, Mzansi, and to you that is watching from around the world, welcome to the first episode of Intimate Vibes, the podcast with myself, Tamoni Jugo, coming to you live from Mini in Bloemfontein. You can catch us on www.rocklahood.com, and of course, this show will be aired on YouTube, right? And of course, my guest today, we are talking about switching lanes. He is a former member of a group called Nateaze right here in the Free State, but today, right, he comes through as an executive of the BMW Group, luxury personified. And today we speak about his transition from becoming a musician to now being an executive member. What do you think? Good morning.
Good morning, how are you?
I'm very well, thank you, my guy.
Hello, SA. It's Modise Brandsel. Coming to you live from Mini Bloemfontein.
Absolutely, Modise. Let's talk about your past. We are switching lanes, right? This is a conversation,
Okay.
all right? So now you are a former member of a musical group, right? Which I find really interesting. Number one, you are quite reserved, right? You are an introvert, or rather you're giving me introvert vibes, right? So being in the entertainment industry, being a musician is a lot of traffic, right? So I just want to find you inside the entertainment industry. Take us back to a time when you were still a member of Nateaze.
Thank you very much for asking that question. To be quite honest, I like challenging myself. I'm this kind of person who likes to challenge himself. They saying looks can be deceiving.
Yeah.
So don't just judge me by looking at me and think that this guy is like, yes, I like that being reserved kind of a guy, but I like challenging myself.
Yeah.
I know I'm a very shy person. From a young age, I used to be shy. I couldn't even face the camera. I couldn't even talk or have a conversation without being reserved. But these days, I know that
You're fine, you're chilled, you're in this space.
I'm in that space. So being a musician was one of the things that helped me somehow get my confidence back. You understand? Because I met a lot of people. I met a lot of artists, comrades, and everyone, including the cameraman. Actually, he's my comrade.
I love that, Mr.
So
Cameraman.
we used to be in this industry together. We started way back in the 90s, late 90s. We already started this. I was supposed to be a teacher actually. I left the teaching space because I didn't see myself engaging with the kids, teaching the kids. But now, with that, being a musician helped me a lot to come out of that cocoon.
What a beautiful story out of your cocoon, right? So as a group doing music, it must have been great. It really did help with your confidence because you did mention the fact that you've always been introverted, even as a kid, right? And then through music, through gigs as well, you were able then to gain confidence and say, I'm about to take over the world, right? But I want us to talk about being in a group, something very interesting. Because I've always wondered, I look at groups like Bongo Muffin, I look at groups like Boom Shaka, right? Destiny Child, there are many groups out there. How did you guys ration your money?
Remember, we have different kind of characters there.
Yeah.
So we had to deal with each and every character. And with Nateaze, we were 9 members. Just imagine 9. Now having to deal with the 9 attitude, the 9 mindset. So, but it was quite good and challenging at the same time, but it taught us a lot. So we did manage our money as well. Then they would make mistakes, like we were young. Remember, some of us are from the background where we didn't even see that kind of money.
Yeah.
So now it became difficult, but we had to adjust and make sure that we survive this. A dog eat dog.
Yeah, you know what I find really interesting? None of you guys like talking about figures, right? Like we had money. I want to know of a figure that you guys received as a group, all 9 of you. Maybe it was like 100,000, right? How much did each member get from it?
Back in the days,
Yes.
it was not good money. It was up to 90s, 82,000. So if you get 10,000 as a group, it's a lot of money by then. But to be quite honest, the biggest sum that we got, that we have seen with our eyes, was like 100K. But it was for an event that we were supposed to facilitate all of us. But in that, we had process that came into us.
Remember to check us out on www.rocklahood.com. We are on YouTube, Rocklahood Online TV. And of course, my guest, Modise Brandsel, is with me today talking about switching lanes. Shared a very interesting story regarding him being in the music industry. He was in a group with 9 guys, all right? Rationing money must have been one of the most difficult tasks for any group to actually master, right? But now I want to talk about you being a family man, a musician, with 9 other members in one group. How was it for you at the time being in a group and having to feed your family, your wife, your kids, compared to now? Is it something that was easier then or way difficult for you?
Lucky enough, back then I was not a family.
Ah, beautiful.
As I'm saying, it's in the 90s, late 90s, early 2000s. So I was still young and fresh and ongoing and outgoing. So it was easy for me to just spend my money for anything that I wanted.
Yeah.
But lately I became a member of a group called Forces. So the 4 gentlemen of Forces were husbands. So you understand, then we came with a lot of responsibilities because now it can't be the same as when I was still with Nateaze. When I was still with Nateaze, I could spend recklessly, do anything possible. I would
Stay out all night.
It was not a problem. But now, when we became Forces, that's when we became true family people.
You gained maturity, you gained responsibility.
You have 2 babies that you have to take care of. You can't just party all night with all the monies that you get. Then you're making good money.
So,
not like before in the old days.
Yeah, you know what I'm getting from you right now is that even in the music industry, we are required to have a certain level of maturity. Yes, you can come in with all the talent, but if you are not surrounded by people who are matured enough to take you to the next level, then you are most likely not going to make it in the industry. Because then you found yourself, soon as you became friends or in a group with people who are more matured, like you mentioned the fact that they were family men at the time, which must have been a motivation for you to become a dad as well.
True that. Actually, when I joined the group, I was already an older man. I had a son, and then I think he was 3 or 4, he's now 18. So you understand how long has it been since I've been in this industry. Then I started becoming responsible. When he was 6, I think 6 or 7, then he got a sibling. So then I started seeing that now life is serious. I have to, by all means, now provide because now I'm married, I have a son. Now the daughter is on the way, then I have to start planning.
You have to
because I believe it was God's plan. Everything changed from being an artist now to be a responsible father. Then once you are responsible, it comes with all the pairs that you have to put in one package. So now I decided now it's time for me to start working and everything.
Rocklahood.
Then we switch to the names.
Rocklahood TV, this is the first episode and I'm loving it already. Speaking to a man who has a very strong history and he shares it with us right here on Intimate Vibes podcast with myself, Thabo Lejuku. So motivated by your story, moving from being a young boy, learning and trying to figure himself out to being a gentleman in such a huge space. Alright, you switched lanes. Now we're at BMW, baby. We are doing all things luxury. Let's talk about the transition from being a musician to being an exec with BMW.
You know, it was not that easy for me. I started firstly as a sales executive for medication. I sold medication. And then one day I just decided this is not what I'm looking for. I'm not really getting the excitement that I actually feel that I deserve. You understand? Being a father doesn't have to stress me, since I now have to live a boring. I had to also enjoy, because I'm that kind of person. I look like an introvert. I'm actually an introvert. I like my own space. I enjoy my own space. But I had to also put a little bit of accessorizing myself. You understand? Because I'm that person who loves everything that is beautiful. Love anything that is beautiful. You can even say the setup. I just didn't choose any setup. I chose the best setup because I know myself. I love things. I love beautiful things. So I needed that also, just to keep on motivating me more to work more. So I decided, no, let me just get out of this industry, try another industry. Then I started at Peugeot, Mazda. It was fun. It came with its own packages.
Yeah.
But a friend of mine introduced me to BMW dealership, and that's when life started. Maybe money started flowing. The cars.
Now you speak my language.
The life. You understand? BMW is not just any other.
Oh no.
It's elegant, it's classy.
Luxurious, expensive.
And now we're sitting in the mini floor, which is also what represents me.
Yeah.
I look like an introvert, but with a mini
Beast.
it's fun.
Yeah.
It's fun all the way.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Man, I'm inspired. But now I want to talk about your role with BMW. What is it that an executive sales does when you work for BMW?
On a daily basis, we have to do a lot of stuff. Mostly clients, dealing with convincing clients about our premium brands. BMW is one of the premium brands that we have here in USA from Germany. So you have to convince people because the cars are not cheap and they represent the classes that you spoke about. So it has to, you have to every day, plan your day, have a way of dealing with different customers. We have different customers. Others are difficult. Others, they love the brand, so they don't have to convince them. Others, they have to switch lanes from other brands to BMW. So you understand on a daily basis what we have to do. You have to always be able. Otherwise, you lose out.
It's not as if you are working with people that you are used to. And I'm making reference to the fact that, you know, you grew up Kokasi, you know, you're used to Malume Bantu Boraro, and now you've got this huge clientele of people in the six figures coming to buy cars for like these huge amounts, and it's something very challenging, you can only imagine, right? So coming to work day one, first time working for BMW, how was the feeling for you?
I was excited. Like I said, a friend of mine introduced me to this BMW dealership. I saw the life, I saw how everything was operating. Remember, I started at Peugeot Mazda, where I was selling second used cars. So it was a way for me to learn the industry itself. I only worked for a year and a half and came to this side. Then, ever since, it's almost 7 or 8 years since I've been here, so you understand that. Yeah. So it was not really challenging because I've already learned my way. Besides being in the industry, music industry for that long time.
Yeah.
Because I started, I think, whilst I was in my early 20s. I'm now almost 50.
Yeah. Look at day more than 30.
So you understand? So it's almost like 30 years in this glamorous world.
Yeah.
So I've been an artist. I've been in bigger stages when we were featured by other international artists into their events here in South Africa. So you understand, I've been to bigger places. So getting to a space like BMW, I was already acquainted. The only thing that I needed to do is to have the sense or the product knowledge, so that I can convince someone to
actually buy the car, the luxury vehicle, which is BMW.
Know exactly what to say to a client who's coming from Volkswagen, who's paying 200,000 for a car now, he has to switch to 1.2 million car. So I have to convince him. Why do you have to? So that's the thing.
I mean, to switch. Speaking of switching lanes, man, that's one thing, because I'm still walking, right? Yeah. And a friend of mine said to me a couple of days ago, Tabo, enjoy walking, because one of these days you're going to get a blessing and you will never have to walk a day in your life, right? Which stood out for me, because I get what you're saying when you have to now speak to somebody who's going from buying a car for 200,000 rand and now is paying 1.8 million rand. But you said something to me before we got on air, right? And you said to me, Tabo, everyone who has a plan can achieve whatever they want. Yes, BMW is expensive, but if you plan ahead and you prepare yourself, it is well within your reach. Now let's speak to the customer. Somebody says, I am a big fan of the BMW brand, but I am nowhere near the price range, right? What is the process for somebody who says, I want to get myself ready because I want to be a part of the BMW group?
Come pay us a visit.
Yeah.
You might be thinking that BMW is way ahead of you. only to find that we have ways and means. We have different finance that we use. Like we have the CBEC, we have your normal installment, we have the lease. You can just come to us, we sit down, we check what tailor. We can tailor a
package,
package for you. So don't just sit there and think that no, it's not affordable. Besides, we're sitting in Mini. If you can't afford a BMW, why not switch to a Mini? Because Mini and BMW,
right?
brothers, so you are not just stress about it.
If you can't afford a BMW, my darling, just get yourself a Mini Cooper, all right? I'm getting myself a Mini Cooper, and then eventually when life gives me better lemons, I will make lemonade and buy myself a BMW, right? So now you are a married man, you've got kids, you've got a stable job right now, right? I want you now to speak to me and speak to somebody in the entertainment industry who's saying, I feel like I've overstayed my welcome in this industry. I feel like I've reached my ceiling and I would like to venture into something else, but I just don't know how to take the first step in leaving the entertainment industry or the music industry to step into something different. What word would you share with us?
I'd say to them, in life, some things they take some time.
Yeah.
So you don't have to always know the plan. Just trust God as a plan for you. And then once you trust Him, He can give you the direction that you need. If it's time for you to leave the industry, then it's not the worst thing to do. It's the best decision. But if you feel that you still have a lot to give for the industry, then keep on keeping on. There is a time for everything. Our times are not the same. So don't look at my name. Look at your own name.
Beautiful.
You know what you want to achieve. The reason why I changed lanes was things were now difficult. Besides, I'm staying in Bloemfontein. It doesn't have that much opportunities for
musicians and artists.
So now I had to switch lanes. The easiest way was to find a job.
Yeah.
But if I have a chance again, I'll be an artist.
Again. You will take on that responsibility again.
Check me. Being on that stage, looking at the crowd, the response.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, that is beautiful. But at the same time, it comes with responsibility. Be responsible. Yeah. But remember, there's time for everything. When your time hits the ceiling, then just make enough for yourself and just leave them. Make sure that you take care of the people that love you.
You live in a bag. You live with a big bag. Same way you came in with energy, you leave the industry with the same energy. And you dominate spaces that will help you become the person that you want to be. Right? And if God will make a plan. And wait for God to just give them money, for God to give them a house, for God to give them a car. I want us to specifically speak now to with reference to God will make a plan. Having to wake up and put in the effort, be it you're in the music industry or you're a sales executive, how important is it for a person to go the extra mile to get what they want?
What a person needs in life is to have their own plan, what they want to achieve, how they want to achieve it. You write it down, or you don't even have to write it down. You have to make it. On a daily basis when I come to work, I know what I want to do. Don't just, I always say to people, just show up, dress up, and then God will do the rest.
Yeah.
But it's not entirely what happens. You have to plan everything. You must know exactly where you want to go and how are you going to do it. If you have that plan, then you can always achieve it. It's not always going to be an easy task or something that you achieve in that same day. Some days, other things take some time.
Yeah.
But with proper planning, meeting up with a number of people, get to know how do they do it, how do they get to the stage where they are. Then you will end up also getting an idea from them. But at the same time, don't stop praying, don't stop believing that it will happen to you. You understand? So people tend to look at my pace and then look at their pace and they decide, no, since I'm here and that guy's there, I just want to give it. Don't just do that. Our paths are not the same.
Yeah.
So you must remember that everything is planned. Others, they come. There are people who met with their destiny just like that.
Yeah.
Accidental. There are those who planned their There are those who stole their destiny.
Exactly.
You understand? Others, they took it from somewhere.
There are many ways of getting your things
So your
in
destiny,
one
your
plate.
destiny will come according to what
Yeah.
you how you want it, or what you plan.
You know, somebody very smart once said that the benefits of being in your own lane, number one, there's no traffic. Number two, there are no speed humps. Number three, there are no traffic lights. So you are destined to have a smooth ride because you can go at the speed you want, you can slow down when you want. And I'm so grateful that somebody of your caliber is able then to say that it is possible only if you pay attention and you prepare yourself. Switching lanes is just a mere thing, man, right? Absolutely. This is the first episode of Intimate Vibes, the podcast with myself, Tabale Jugo. And of course, we are coming to you live from Mimi. There's a Mini Cooper right behind me, but of course, we're going to be checking that out as soon as we're done with our little chat, right? But I want to speak to you about the beauty of having the right to drive the cars, right? So I'm sure you've driven more than 10 cars here, right? How's the experience?
I can't explain.
Yeah.
It's awesome. I don't want to lie. Some days I forget that I drive some people's dreams.
Yeah.
The response that I get from people also reminds me that you are blessed. For other people to drive this, it's a blessing.
It's a blessing.
So now I get to have a first share before the next person who's got money. So I was driving an electric car the other day because I'm so used to it. I'm driving it normally. And people's response was different that day. And I'm asking myself, why is this guys looking at my car? Why are they going to the car? Then once I got to them, they asked me, what car is this? We've never seen something. So what is this? I started the car, it doesn't have sound. That impressed them. And so I saw the excitement in people. So I realized that you are blessed, you are truly blessed. You get a chance to drive such cars.
Yeah.
That car is not cheap. It's just over a bar. I don't even have.
Which car is this now that you're driving?
500 in my name.
Oh, please, don't be modest. We know you've got money.
I look like somebody who's got money.
Yeah, you don't. Listen, it's out in the universe. You're gonna have money. But let's talk about this car that we're driving on that specific day when these people were going.
An iX3.
iX3.
Yeah, it's fully electrical. Fully electrical.
SUV, sports car.
SUV.
Yeah. You like the cars?
I think maybe when we go out, we must just take a video of that car.
Yeah.
The car is an awesome car to drive. And now with this changing times and climate change and everything, electricity is the way to go.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I know people are worried so much about
Electric cars, right?
load shedding and other stuff. Don't worry about it. BMW and everyone who's still with the charging points, they are trying to make an evolution of having what you call the solar charging point. So meaning that every day there's a sun.
Yeah.
There's a sun. So meaning that charging station always have enough power to you to kick down the cars. So the only thing maybe that they just need to do is just to improve areas where they put those things. If they can put as many as possible, because some of these cars they cannot take a range of more than others they can go kilometers. But it depends also on the speed that you have. How hard do you hit your
Accelerator.
Yeah, like petrol or diesel,
Yeah.
like any combustion engine. If you hit
Too much. Yeah.
And our cars are sporty, so you understand we like to put it in sport just to break.
When you and I were driving to BMW, I was sitting in the front seat and I'm thinking, OMG. It felt like a cruise, right? And it is amazing to be in a luxurious car. And I'm a big fan of
Especially
luxury,
an
honestly.
electric car. It was an electric car.
Right? But we're gonna have like maybe a viewing of the electric car just to show our people who are like, this is how an electric car looks like, and you can afford it. We were talking about the price range. So if you are an employee or like you're working or a businessman, what income bracket are we looking into for you to actually qualify to buy yourself a BMW?
I said, come to me.
Give us a figure. for entry point BMW, like how much should I have at least?
Let's come to it. I want to tell you that, but I'm worried.
Yeah.
It might not be intrusive. Maybe you might be affording it, although you're earning less. Come to me, you sit down, tailor-make your installments. Once the bank also say that you are qualified.
Yeah. You need
I
to
might be saying to you 100,000 and somebody with 20,000
can actually afford the car.
Something.
Yeah, because there are different factors that contribute. I mean, somebody who's not paying school fees will not be the same person as somebody who is actually paying school fees. But that is what we have for you today. We're still at the Mini right here in Bloemfontein. My guest, Modise O.D. Brandsel, former member of Nateaze. It's a musical group that started and formed in Bloemfontein, right? And now he is a sales exec with BMW. It's going to give us the privilege of actually getting inside the car and experiencing the leather interior, darling, the smell, the move, and everything else. But of course, do check us out, www.rocklerhood.com. On YouTube, we are Rockler Hood Online Television. And of course, my dear brother, thank you so much. We're gonna go check out the car, right? Yeah, let's do that.
Once it shows the blue light, it starts charging. And when it's full, how do you see it? Like enough, I have an app on my phone that tells me when my car is fully charged. Let me show it to you. It's called BMW.
It is a continuation of a great thing right here on www.rocklerhood.com. And of course, my guest, Modise O.D. is here to show us one of the most amazing cars that BMW has to offer, right? So this one behind me, you can actually charge. So this is the future right there. Mr. O.D., take us through what this car is. What's the model of this car?
It's a Go8
Uh-huh.
iX3.
Ichu.
It's more like your BMW X3, but this one, it's an I. Once it's saying I, it's an electric car. So this is the future, like you said. That's where we're heading. As the car industry, most of the guys are saying by 2030 they should have fully electrical cars, all the brands. You understand? So this is one of the invention that BMW came with. Yeah.
A celebration of the future right here. Now this car is chargeable, right?
Yeah, that's
so
true.
somebody at home who's never seen how to charge a car, how do you guys do this? Right? I see you've got a charging point there, right?
Yes.
So what happens? What happens? Take us through the whole thing.
Okay. For starters, here at the BMW dealership, you'll get a charging point like this. Yeah. We have a charging point of 11 kilowatts or 22 kilowatts. The 22 kilowatts is the most fast charger that we have here. Although we have other kilowatts, but this 11 and 22 are the ones that we get. The 11 kilowatts, mostly it's those lower ones that you can even use at home. You can even plug this at home.
At home?
You don't necessarily need to have it in a specific place. You can even charge it at home.
How? Let's look at the charger. Let's first take a look at the charger, Rockler Hood, and see how are we going to be able to charge this car, right? So this is huge, right? Okay.
This is how you plug it in. Firstly, you have to have a card. There's a card that you tap just to make sure that
It's on.
Yeah, it's on. Then once it gives you green, you press the green,
You plug.
in, and you come to the car and plug it.
There we go.
And you plug it in here. Once it's blue, it's flaking blue, it's saying that it's charging.
It's charging.
Yeah.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. So red means it's flat, green means it's fabulous. And then what's the yellow for?
And yellow is just showing that it's charging.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Beautiful stuff, man. Innovation personified right here on Rockler Hood TV, baby. Now we're gonna check out the interior. My favorite part of any luxurious car, right? So let's go inside. I'm the one in the front seat, baby. Check this out. Open the door. Come with me. Come. Yeah, this is what's up, baby. Doesn't it look good on me? Now let's talk about this one. The interior is absolutely fantastic. We've got what? 2 paddles, so which makes it an automatic, right? Yeah. So I love the car. It's a BMW, as you can see it. It's chargeable. Modise loves it. I love it. I hope you love it at home. Now let's talk about this. Is it an automatic because it's got 2 pedals?
Yeah, it's an automatic car. Yeah, most of the BMWs are automatic.
Okay.
Although we have manuals one, but the manuals usually it's more of your request. This per request is not necessarily.
Okay.
So I wanted you to see this.
Yeah.
This is how it looks inside. And the charging point that we're using, it's an 11 kilowatt
Okay.
charging point. Yes. So what's nice about these cars? I know a lot of South Africans are worried about where are they going to charge these cars. There are a number of filling stations, even at the malls. There are places where you can charge these cars. They don't have to worry about that. There are places, a lot of places, and most of the time you don't spend that much time on charging it. I think if it takes longer, it's 2-3 hours.
Okay.
But remember, once you go to the malls, you spend how long at the malls?
5-6 hours inside.
Yeah. So you understand. So if you just in there, plug it in, go, especially at the malls where the charging points are there. Yeah, you can just plug it in, do your shopping. After done with your shopping, like I showed you, I have an app. I check every time how far is.
Okay.
And how long can it drive? Like it's saying now, 190 kilometers that it can still drive.
Current range, yes.
Meaning I could get Kronstadt at this present stage with that. Understand?
Hey, bro.
You understand?
Nice life problems right here. I love this. Rockler Hood, I love this. You know what? The future is looking bright, right? We celebrate innovation. I love luxury. And for the first time, I get to sit behind a wheel of a BMW. This one is an iX3, right? Amazing stuff. But now we talk about the card, right? We spoke about the card. What is the card for, apart from just tapping? So say now I buy myself an electric car. They give me a card. What instructions do they give me once they give me the card?
This card is basically just allowing you, like when you get to.
Let me see that. Yes.
It's just allowing you to use the charging points. Basically, it's your access it communicates with your car and your charging point, so that you charge the correct car.
Yes.
Yeah. So what's happening is, when you get to any charging point, you use this, but you can also charge it at home. You know, with a 3-phase plug that you plug at home. There's a charger that comes with it. You can just plug it at home. You don't even need it. But what's nice, BMW made sure that their people get this kind of charger. Also at home, they can set it up for you. They give you the wall box. They call it a wall box. You can put it at home also.
So this is better than a black card, eh? It is better. Do you get charged for charging?
For charging, I think you can be charged something like anything between 150 and 550. If it's more, it's not even more than 10 rands to charge for a kilowatt.
Yeah.
So now remember, what's your liter? Liter, it's about 25 rand or something like that. So this for a kilowatt, because it's more equivalent to a liter. So you're looking at about 5 rand, 550 for. So it's cheaper when coming to look at it.
It's not only cheap, but like it's super cheap. Because I mean, 100 or like 5 rand to charge a BMW.
For a kilowatt, not necessarily the whole charging point. For just a kilowatt.
A kilowatt.
So it means if, let's say, you're getting 202 kilowatts, so it's times 5 rand, as opposed to when you were doing 50 liters, you're going to spend plus minus 3,000 rand. Here you're going to spend plus minus 500 rand, and then
you're done.
You're done.
Please go get yourself a chargeable car. All right, do yourself that one favor. I can't afford it yet, but once I do, I'll be rolling with this card, right? You can also charge it at home using the conventional 3-plug. Never thought of that, right? But it's one of the things that we celebrate today, right here on rocklerhood.tv, and we are excited. Thank you so much, OD, man. Can I do the pressing? Cameraman, are you there? There we go. Okay.
Yeah.
Where's my chair? Hey! Okay. Woo!
No, this way. This way.
Oh my gosh, I'm on my face. I was about to roll it. You know how we do with our cars? I was about to do that whole thing. It's like, hey, oh, we did. Oh, beta. Now what happens? Do I press? Okay, where do I need to step?
No, with your right foot.
With my right foot.
Yes.
I'm on the brake.
Yeah.
Okay, so what do I do? Okay.
And then
I press. So I brake and I press. I want to know how it's done. Okay, so you're going to press the brake and then you press start and then you drive off. But of course, we thank you so much for joining us here at BMW Mini Cooper. Thank you so much for giving us your space. Odie. Thank you so much for inviting us to a very luxurious workspace, rocklerhood.com. Remember, www.rocklerhood.com. It is on YouTube. We are rocklerhood.tv. And of course, my name is Tabale Chuko, bringing you the first episode of Intimate Vibes Podcast Edition. Until we see each other again, goodbye. I'm driving off in a VR.
I think now it's about time that you drive the BMW. I'm asking myself, what are you driving, or what drives you? Watching the episode, and thank you for watching the episode.
Don't forget to subscribe.